Hello everyone and happy Sunday. I am Krissy Vaine. I am an intuitive and I am an energy healing facilitator, and we do weekly pick a card, pick a deck to set your intentions, get on your collective homework and settle into that higher consciousness week by week. So we do a special Sunday night poll. Today is Sunday, October 18th. So we're going to look at this week and this week only. However, if you come across this video at a later date and you're like, okay, this is for October 18th, it's actually going to be for you as well, because inner readings don't really they don't understand time or space, so they're going to show up in front of you when it's meant for you to see it. So pick a card, pick a deck. We start with our Starseed Group 1. This is going to be deck number 1, and I'll label and timestamp all of this. Starseeds I always start with. Then we go into group number 2, deck number 2, card number 2, the Soul Truth. And then number 3 is Angel Therapy. So now I'm going to timestamp it down below. Let me see if Spirit wants me to give you guys any messages before I start to pull, or whether we are just going to pull the cards. What's been so funny is when I've been doing these readings the last 2 weeks, they have been having me hold an upside down triangle in a lot of my meditation and in a lot of my quiet time for myself. So I was like, what does the pyramid? And then I bought an orgone pyramid last week. A lot of that represents the divine feminine downward into the earth and nature, and then upward pyramid, upward triangle connected to the heavens. So that's also where you see like the Holy Trinity, and that has been a powerful symbol for me this week. So maybe some of you need some help in your meditations or need some help in your spiritual practice. And I'm feeling like I'm not going to be the only one that's getting a powerful vibration from the pyramids. So maybe connect to the earth and hold the symbol of the upside down pyramid. Maybe purchase an orgone pyramid off of Amazon or from an individual person. I actually bought one last week from this amazing lady I met at an expo, and she hand makes these pyramids, and when I touched it, I literally, like, my hands, especially as like a healer, I can feel energy, like my hands were like vibrating, like what is happening, like it was just amazing. So I'll link her stuff below as well. I always wear an outfit off of Amazon, so if you can see, I am cute in my Amazon outfit. I think this was like $24 for like the set. So it's a little set with shorts, and it like ties in the back, so it's like super cute. But anyways, so maybe connect to some sacred symbols this week, whatever it is that calls to you. I've been really connecting with the goddess energy over the past few weeks, so you'll see me wearing more and more crystals. I don't think I'm gonna give that up right now because I always joke that the reason why I stay in professional wrestling is because I can wear the crystals all over my face. And I met a healer last weekend who I was not wearing the crystals on my face, and she saw me that way without, so she was like, I would really like for you to like wear those all the time and connect with who you truly are. And I'm like, oh, but that's why I still wrestle, because I can like connect with like the crystals and the costume. And she's like, yeah, we need you to dress like that all the time. So I'm connecting with that goddess energy there. So let's start with group number 1, Starseed deck, and we will see what comes up for you. So I feel overall that all 3 decks are going to be pretty strong this week. I feel like so many of us have been doing so much growth and so much like working on our shadows, and so much like childhood trauma work that it's just good for all of us, a lot of us right now. And it's not like that there's not like our little things, but from where we were 3 months ago to where we are now is like High five, sister, brothers, like high five, because you have done it, and now that like harvest is coming in and starting to pay off. So that's that. So we're gonna pull 2 cards from the Starseed deck. One. And this is also in my Amazon must-haves. This deck is by Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel. And as you can see, it's also got the triangles and the pyramids. I like connect like heavily to this deck, and I have a lot of decks that I like. I also like the Sacred Rebels deck, but this one is like gonna heavily connect with a lot of you. So again, that's down linked in my Amazon must-haves. So what did I just say? We have been going through such deep healing, and it's gonna continue with all of the deep healing. So this says deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. We have all been going through the most amazing transformations because we are healing things that we've been sweeping under the rug for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, some of you. It's now coming up and coming out so that we can heal that. And our spirit guides and our light team and our cosmic beings are standing there. I always feel mine right over my right shoulder, and I can hear them in my right ear. They're always standing over me, giving me messages, giving me encouragement, like, I got you, girl. They're putting the right healers in front of you. So like, I have one friend who wanted to do the deep inner child healing. I don't really work with like really good friends. I will work like it's either client or friend. So like I always encourage my really close friends to like find another practitioner. So she was wondering who she was gonna see. She was at our naturopath and literally ran smack dab in the hallway into a hypnotherapist who she had never met before, who has been the most amazing facilitator for her. So like, they're putting your healers in front of you, or you can do the healing yourself. I did a past life regression a few weeks ago on myself because I was like, I knew that I needed to do one, and I did not know why, but I'm gonna do a video on that past life regression because it was freaking mind-blowing. But I like looked here locally for past life regressionists. I could not find one, and I live in a really crunchy, I'm in St. Pete, Florida, so I live in a really crunchy, really like healing, central like city. Like I could not find, and they're like, we want you to do it yourself, and I'm like, I don't want to do that by myself. But lo and behold, I Googled past life regression, which if you're in the spiritual business or been around spirituality for any length of time, you know that Dr. Brian Weiss is like the expert in like past life regression. So he had an online video, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna do this. It was mind-blowing. I found information about my family that I never knew. I found information about why I came to this earth and why I chose, you know, where I ended up, why I chose that. Information that was so strange, but rang true on all levels. So you're still going through the deep healing, so be easy on yourself. Allow the healing. You can like feel it too. Like as the energy body grows, as you're going through that healing, you start to feel like that, you know, magnetized, like that magnetized sort of like feeling where you just know something good is coming, because something good is coming. And once you clear all that shit like out of your DNA, out of your cells, I mean, you physically feel better, you mentally feel better, you physically look better, and then the world opens up for you. So be brave and continue to do that healing, but you've already done so much. You're like kind of on the tail end of it, I feel like. And it's a form of self-care. We're not really taught in our Western world how to take care of ourselves. It's a form of self-care to heal and to bring things to the surface and to, you know, see a hypnotherapist or see a past life regressionist or see, you know, an energy healer like I am, or, you know, even tarot reader or a medium. I had an amazing medium on the show last week. So it's okay, because that money that you're spending or that energy exchange, however you do it, like whether it's time or money or whatever, it's gonna come back to you tenfold. So do the healing and keep up the great work. I'm super proud of you for that. And then there's also the great severing. So in this healing, and I didn't see this before, but this makes sense because Mars is in retrograde right now, so there's a lot of Mars energy coming up. So the great severing is you're gonna like let go of shit that no longer serves you. It hasn't served you in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But it has been blocking you and keeping you from yourself. And like I was in the same position. 8 months ago, I didn't go to work with like my bendy dot on my head. Like I didn't go to work with all my crystals all over me. Now I'm like, come with it, because I am who I am. Come with it. And that's where you're heading, because you're severing all these cords. This could also be toxic relationships and toxic food. You want to be very leery of arguments right now. Try to not partake in that. I've heard in the past 2 days, I've heard I've overheard, I haven't been a part of them, but I've overheard multiple arguments in different places I've been. And I'm like, okay, Mars energy, angry, confrontational, but don't interact, because you're higher than that. You are on the upgrade, and you don't want to get involved in that lower energy because you want to become magical AF. That's where you're headed, and you already are, because you're a starseed and you're a cosmic galactic being that's trying to figure out how to come down and be on Earth, which is hard. So let those things go. You can so they're pulling at my throat right now. So somebody's got things that they need to say that they haven't been able to say, and that's one of the they're gonna have to say the things that they need to say in a kind and loving way before they can move forward. And I don't know what that means, but they're pulling at my throat, and that just lets me know that somebody has something to say to somebody else. But connect it to your heart first before it comes out the throat. Connect it to the heart. Ask God, Spirit, Universe to connect the heart chakra and the throat chakra, and then that way you can speak your truth in a kind and loving way. Because again, with all this Mars energy, you don't want to say things and it not be accepted or accepted, taken in. So you want to make sure that you say it in a kind and loving way, but that it can be understood. So I'm going to pull one more just for a theme for you guys, just because I don't want to leave you on cutting cords. Man, they are still, my throat. Oof. Y'all are not talking. You got things to say and you're not talking. Whew. Okay, do you need me to tell them anything else? I'm going to pull a theme card. My throat. Things like that, things being left unsaid, write a fucking letter and burn that shit. If you can't physically say something to somebody or they won't accept it, write a letter and burn that shit. Write a letter and bury it in the ground and give it to the earth. Don't hold it here. It's so heavy in the throat. Theme. Yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming that the reason why this person can't listen is because there was some sort of addiction tendency, obsessive compulsive, addict. It can even be blocking its energy points with even too much food, but I see it more as almost a drug, drinking, Dr. Jekyll Hyde type situation. So you're scared to speak your truth, so you may need to just write the letter and put it in the fucking ground. or write the letter and burn it. Whatever is going to help you release, because addicts are often not able to accept things about themselves. That is why they are addicts. They are staying in victim. Someone who takes themselves out of a victim role would never still be able to be an addict. Their life would change. So you loosen your grip a little, okay? You loosen your grip and let God in. You do what you need to do on your end. If you cannot speak to them, you will know now whether or not you can. Ask God how they want you to transmute that energy. Ask your guides how they want you to transmute that energy. And an answer will come to you, okay? But this is so, for the Starseeds, is like you've done such deep healing and you've come so far, and it's like, oh, you're at this little and you're asking yourself, do I really need to say it? Like, is it really relevant? This person's not around anymore. This person's maybe not even on this earthly plane anymore, but you need to get it out. And how you get it out is going to be up to you. So I send my Starseeds so much love, such great depths of healing. So proud of you for everything that you've been doing the last 7 to 8 months. You've gone where people fear to tread, but that's because you're being called into that cosmic greatness. But we have to heal the earthly plane first. So see you guys next week. Let's move on to group deck number 2, Soul Truth. I just love my new little setup. I asked God, Spirit, Universe for my next step. This past week, I had been at home healing for about 7 months or so, and I said, okay, I've had deep healing. I'm ready, to move forward. I'm ready to be out in the world a little bit. I'm a people person, and they put me back at my old spa that I was at for 7 years. And I was so surprised because I imagined myself in a metaphysical store or a spiritual shop or a crystal shop or something like that. But God, Spirit, Universe always has a better answer because they know I love beauty. So they're like, we're going to put you in the beauty shop, in the medical spa shop, so that you can do your beauty, but you can also do your healing, because your beauty is actually a part of your healing, and that is what makes you different. So we're not going to put you in the metaphysical shop like everybody else is. We're going to put you in the beauty shop, and then you're going to do it there. But I never attach. I'm wherever you need me. I've just learned, I'm almost 40 years old, I've just learned that I don't attach to those things anymore. So, Soul Truth, group number 2. Let's see what they have to say for you. We're going to do the same thing for you as I just did with Starseeds. We're going to pull 2 cards and then a clarification card should I need to. Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? In what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work. Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? So, this is extremely relevant to me because that was one of my specific requests. Put me where you want me to be, but have it be fun. Have it be, allow me to create and have it be fun. And that ended up in, the greatest place in the world because I'm allowed to create and have fun, but then also contribute to a company. So when we're on the spiritual path, things can get so serious. And, our guides and our angels are always trying to teach us that things are really not that serious. They're always playing. They're always having fun. You ever have things disappear around your house and then it shows up a few minutes later somewhere else and you're I just looked there. Oftentimes fun little spirits just having fun with you. Elementals love to do this. The fairy realm, they love to play little jokes and have fun. So we're being asked to do this too, because in order to manifest the life of our dreams, you just can't be so serious. And you always have to be like, how can I be of service? Because the more I'm of service, the better I'm going to be to myself and to the world. And then the happier I'm going to be, and then the more joyful I'm going to be, and then my vibration is just going to skyrocket, where like life just happens for me. And then you're like, wow, how did I used to be so serious? That's how I feel now. And I love, like, I have a 3-year-old, so I started late. He makes me have fun. Like, this little mofo is like, get off the couch, we're gonna go play. And he's just not gonna let me sit there and be like humdrum and just meditate all day. He makes me get out, and he makes me play, and he makes me go to the pool and to the beach and to all these things that, you know, if I didn't have him, I'm not so sure that I would do as much or be as active. But it's been wonderful for me to get into that inner child play. Because especially as a Capricorn sun, we're so serious. Like, it's not that serious. And the more fun and the more playful you are, the more you're going to just attract, because joy begets joy. So add some fun, add some play. It's not that serious. And the second card, do I know all my strengths and am I using them? We all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. So what did I just tell you guys? I just went back to a spa that I was at for like 7 years, and I'm like, no, I'm going to the metaphysical shop. I'm spiritual now. However, my genius is beauty. My name is Krissy Vaine. So wait, that's not my real name, that's my stage name. That's my name that I resonate with. So if I went into a metaphysical shop as Krissy Vaine, they would be like, what's Krissy Vaine doing just being a healer? Krissy Vaine is about beauty. Krissy Vaine is about aesthetics. So it only made sense, even though I was not thinking this in my mind at all, it only makes sense that they put me back in aesthetics, but in a very like chill, laid back place where I can create. So God, Spirit, Universe knows better than us. Just ask to be guided and ask to be shown and be open to it. And when they text me about this, I was like, oh, no, I'm not looking to go back into his text and get out of that business. And then I thought about it, I was like, that place was actually like really good. Like, I was there a really long time, it was really good for me. Don't do things either just because of money. Oh, Capricorn sun. I've done things so much through the years just for money, and then it always blows up in my face because I can always make money. I'm magnetic. When you become magnetic, like, money is not a thing. You always make money. You got to stay light and airy and joyful to make money and to make abundance and to have prosperity. And in that case, it just comes to you. So let's do a clarifying card on that. That two. They wanted to do two. What excuses am I making right now? I feel this one. So easy to sit there and say, oh, I'm not doing this because of this, or I'm not doing that because of that, or I've had this happen before. The place that I work at now fired me when I was 8 months pregnant. We had a really good run for like 7 years, and then I was like highly emo and like bitchy when I was pregnant, so they fired me. But then I thought about it, and I was like, but I was like highly emo and pregnant, so like I wouldn't have wanted to be around me either. So at first I was like, no! But then I was like, but wait, let me look at all sides here. I'm like really good at stepping outside of myself and looking at all sides. And I was like, well, I was kind of like hormonal and like kind of bitchy. Like, maybe they weren't that bad because it was great for the 7 years prior to that. Maybe it was like a little bit of me too. So don't make excuses. Be brave. I started this YouTube channel. I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have like a proper setup. I'm like hiding in like rooms in my house or my car to get things shot because I have a toddler, right? He's like, mommy, 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 mommy. Like, there's no quiet in my house. But we've been doing it about 3.5 months now, and it's working itself out. The microphone people showed up. The room showed up. Like, things show up when you stop making excuses. So, no more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. So get your little ass in gear. And you're completely capable. So much of the time it's like a self-esteem thing. Like, oh, I couldn't possibly do that. Or like, yes, you fucking can. Because you were awesome. And you were given all the tools you need as a human. So just like throw up your fuck it flag and go and do it. And I'm sorry for those of you who don't like that I cuss in my videos, but this is not going to be the right channel for you. I got grounded. Like, I can remember being like 12. I got grounded for like an entire summer one time because my mom, this was in the days of like wire phones. Like, so I was on like the, you know, the wire phone in my house. She picked up on the other line and was listening to me, and I was like, F this, F that, F this, F. And they did not talk like that. So I actually don't know where I get it from. Just part of my personality. So if you don't like it, it's not the right channel for you, because if I didn't, like, you guys would be like, this bitch ain't being authentic. There's something going on. It's really important to be authentic and be who you are. So drop the excuses, and I will see you next week. I want to hear about some action. Am I communicating my needs? So a lot of times, especially with those of like, our households are used to us being a certain way and like not really changing them. So like when I started all this a few months ago, I like sat my husband down and I was like, okay, so I'm about to do all this, and just, you're gonna get on the ride or you're not. And of course he's like so laid back, he's Aquarius, and he was like, okay. And I'm like so intense, I'm like, I'm gonna do this, so don't try to da, 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 da. And he's like, okay, go do everything that you ever want to do, you know, I never try to keep you from anything. And I'm like, you right. But in my own mind, Capricorn sun can be a little like negative. So sit them down and communicate your needs. Because the thing is like your needs do change over time, and your needs and your wants, you know, you do have to adjust, and your household needs to be adaptable. And if they're not adaptable, that's a problem. My husband and I have been together like 14 years now. Yeah, 14 years. And we are both very adaptable to the other one's upgrades. Otherwise it would not work. So if he comes to me and says, I need to do this, I go, you go, boy. And if I go to him and say, I need to do this, he goes, you go, girl. So communicate your needs to your household and to the people around you, and they're either going to upgrade with you and rise to it, or they're not. Sometimes you lose friends along the upgrade because they're still sitting down here and you done rose up and glowed up. We call it glow up in aesthetics. So you know, you don't want to like lose anybody along the way, but you also can't dim yourself down because of that. So communicate your needs and what it is that you need to do and how it is that you think in this very moment that you need to get there, and communicate that to those around you. And they better allow you. Because if not, we can figure that out later. So that was my number 2, soul truth. And number 3, my angels. Last week you guys had an amazing reading, so much growth, so much like growth and change, and it was a lot in a fast amount of time, because y'all were heavy for a minute. Earth angel energy tends to be a little heavier because y'all are like, what is happening? How did I get here? The density of your body tends to be a little heavier too, because you carry a little extra, because you're trying to protect yourself, because you're like, wait, what is all this shit on Earth that I'm just like having to deal with? So you guys have been doing awesome. So let's see what they have to say for you right now. Going to do the same thing. We're going to pull 2 cards and then we'll pull a theme should it be necessary. Y'all pulled twin flame a few weeks ago too. So I'm just going to tell you, the twin flame relationship is hard. if both people are not willing to upgrade on all levels at all times, it creates huge dissension. However, a healed twin flame relationship with both people working towards the common goal of everybody upgrading to their highest potential in this lifetime, then it is the most beautiful union that you have ever seen. A lot of people would probably look at my husband and I and say, oh my gosh, you guys are like living separate lives. No, he do what he want to do. I do what I want to do. We, trade responsibilities with the household, and then we meet in the middle. So we don't do everything together. We actually do a lot of stuff separate. I don't post a lot about him on my social media because that to me is private and sacred, and I just don't feel the need to. Honestly, my social media is about me. I got a Leo North Node and a Leo Midheaven, so my social media is all about me. So a lot of you are having the opportunity to heal twin flame relationships right now. When they are healed, they are wonderful. And it is like a union of all unions, not just mentally, but physically and also sexually. It is a transmutation of the heavens when you are in a healed twin flame relationship. However, it can be extremely toxic if both of you are not working on the upgrade. So just make sure your partner's on the same page as you. If not, bring them information. Like bring them, twin flame literature online, or maybe twin flame literature that came to you through channeling. Bring them the information, because you're gonna have to be the leader in this. I was the leader. When I got my first probably angel card reading, like 13 years ago, however long it was, my husband and I were probably in we were definitely in like a very toxic place, because we come from sort of, you grew up in the 80s, like parents in the 80s were like not the most like positive, like, oh, love and light, kind of parents. It's just a different paradigm. So we were both breaking those conditionings, but like living with each other at the time, like not knowing what the heck to do or how the heck to do that. So I was introduced to an angel card reader and healers in our local community and started getting deeply involved in the spiritual community. He was like, oh, you're bringing demon shit into the house. And I was like, no, it's actually like, these are the best people I've ever met. And so there was a little bit of resistance there at first. But then after he started seeing the changes in me, he started to jump on board. So we don't want to like preach when we're wanting people to like upgrade with us. We are wanting to lead. A good manager is a leader, not like a micro manage, tell you what to do, whatever. Like a great manager is a great leader. So you're going to be the manager of the twin flame relationship, and you're going to manage the two of you, and you got to be the leader, and then hopefully they'll follow. And if not, then it just may be not right for this lifetime. But I think a lot of you stumbled upon this because you are to be the leaders. You can't expect them to just know. You got to be the leader. Everybody needs a great manager. So you are the manager of the twin flames. You're the manager of your own twin flame union. However, in order to do this, you're going to have to constantly, in this 333, you're going to have to constantly be clearing yourself, because this is still fairly new. The twin flame thing is like kind of tumultuous, and then life is sort of tumultuous right now. So as a earth angel and a light being, you're going to like have to constantly clear yourself. So I love black tourmaline. I also typically, when I get home from anywhere, like I like take like showers and ask that like the shower kind of like fill me with light in through the top of my crown chakra and sort of make me impenetratable, like so that the negative energy can't. Actually, I'm really not effective, but this has been a lot of practice for me. Holly, who I had on last week, was a psychic medium. She said that she like shields herself. She imagines like literally like a shield around her that nothing can penetrate. So you've got to learn to clear yourself and keep yourself an open vessel, or otherwise you're not going to get the messages to lead in the twin flame relationship. So you want to ask your angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. You can sit there with a healing meditation. You can sit there and heal with the binaural beats. You can ask your angels and your guides to just come in and clear that space for you. You can clear it yourself with different crystals or just with thought and intention. So you just want to ask to be clear, ask to be a clear vessel, and to not carry that heavy load of like toxic people and toxic energy. Is a lot of that's like fallen away right now anyways, but I'd like for you to keep the twin flame relationship. For a lot of you, not everyone, but a lot of you feels like that your twin flame wants to get on board, but y'all are like oil and vinegar right now, like what is going on? And that is the way that it feels, because I have been there. But now, you know, with us, like, took a lot of years, because twin flames are like heal, shadow, heal, shadow, heal, shadow, heal, shadow. So you're always sort of growing, because it's like the other part of your soul. It's the masculine and the feminine of like one soul have split, and you're in two human bodies that have lived very different experiences. So each dealing with their own trauma. However, you were made to go together so perfectly should both of you heal in the correct ways. And then, like I said, like the, you know, not just the mental, but then the physical, once that is healed, is like, it's like transmutation. It's mind-blowing. So keep yourself clear, get you some salt, like some maybe salt bath, Epsom salts, or some people make like specialty salt baths for different things. And just keep yourself clear. Okay, so clear yourself, because you got to be the manager of the twin flame. Okay, and then last one, ascended masters, because you really came here as a master. That's what the whole twin flame relationship is about. You both came here to be masters of the earthly realm and masters of being human. Ascended masters are of our past, Krishna, Jesus. So many great teachers and healers were masters, and they're, you know, here to help us. And you can call in the power of Jesus. You can call in the power of Krishna, whoever, Kuan Yin, you know, goddess, Astara, or I'm thinking of Lilith too. I love Lilith energy because it's shadow energy, but that's taking y'all down a whole nother rabbit hole. I need to do like a Lilith video. But just calling in the God, goddess energy that resonates with you, so that you can become like these powerful, wise teachers. Because in reality, that's what the twin flame relationship is about. It's to perfectly unionize the masculine and the feminine so that you can become an ascended master. So you're on your path to that. But you've just got some managerial duties to do. You know, in the meantime, to get to that master status. Because once you get to that, the relationship becomes super easy, the jobs become super easy, the life becomes super easy. It's just sort of like you've got like the Midas touch, and you just really can't go into a vibration that doesn't work for you because you're too far ascended. So you're headed that way, and you're gonna do that through the twin flame relationship. Let's just pull a theme card just for this one. This one was longer than what I expected. So let's just pull a theme. Oh, you are a powerful light worker. So remember your power, and remember what you came here to do. Remember that you came here to connect, and you came here to be light, and you came here to walk the path that is not walked by a lot of people. More and more so now we're seeing, and we're also like pulling each other in. But like, you didn't come here just to like settle and not shine bright and not be all that you're supposed to be, because you can feel that on a cellular level. It's a reminder that you are safe being powerful, because you know how to be powerful in a kind and loving way. And you being powerful brings great divinity and great service to this earthly plane. So that's all for the weekly outlooks. I will see you guys next week. Again, this is the week of October 18th. However, if you stumbled across this at any time, these readings could be relevant to you at any time, because our spirit guides and our angels don't understand time and they don't understand energy, so they're just going to throw in front of you what you're supposed to hear at the time. So please please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, because it really helps the algorithm and it helps me share my message and it helps us do it on a bigger and better plane every week. So thank you guys, I love you, and I will see you next week.